welcome to the Real CP Show. I am your host, CP. And today's topic, this particular reality star woman, violent domestic abuse assailant toward this male victim, is something that is still continuously not talked about, not in just this topic today, but in general of the domestic violenceness against males that happen every day. It's in this little society that what I call the society where supremacists are the most brilliant mental manipulation force that's ever existed, right? Next to, or should we say, feminist supremacists that are right next to them. And their goal is misogynistic hypocrisy, hatred toward males, strong males, should we say. Not the simpish males, not the henpecked males, right? Not the coon males who don't even know that they're being used. This will make this system brilliant. Now, again, this topic today is Taylor Frankie Paul. This is supposed to be reality woman TV star. Again, loosely, reality woman TV star. Domestically abuses her male ex. But this is what I want to get into before I show just that quick video, and I will show you something else. And I'm closing down the show because the problem is that how there was the one major forgotten in various ones, but we want to say this particular one major male actor that was accused of domestic abusing his actress wife, could be DEI type wife, get into these movies and whatever else it is, allegedly, supposedly, right? And that is Johnny Depp. Yes, the old Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's been in the acting business for many years, decades on that. And only a few years ago, that when he was accused of domestic violence by Amber Heard, his wife at that time. How much that some people have forgotten about that. And the wild part about it is there are numbers of people who hadn't even heard about that. And that was a major court battle against him. And so that's where I want to start with that part of him. Because however many numbers of people was canceling him, I can't, don't quote this, but I think he's maybe working on one of the last Pirates of Caribbean iconic movie series, basically. And I think they put that on hold. Don't quote me on that, but they was trying to cancel him left and right, and they did a good job of canceling him left and right. Now, when women be sitting there doing this domestically abusing males, they don't get canceled left and right. What do you mean by that? Something just kind of popped in my mind. This sidetracking, but Shakira Richardson, right? She's a world-class track and field personnel. She was beating down Christian Coleman, if that was his name. I'm trying to remember his name. When she was a few months from the Tokyo Championships, right on the video showing in Seattle Airport where she was beating him down and slapping him, and she still was allowed to continue with her sponsors, continue running. And that today is March 25th, 2026, and that as right now, perhaps still, that she still have not been canceled. You see how this hypocrisy goes. But let me go ahead and start with this particular first video. And keep it in mind again, Amber Heard, and by the way, you see that picture of her dried up. Again, 10 pounds of war paint does wonders to certain numbers of women. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of light makeup if that's what they want to do. But we have 10 pounds of that kind of stuff on, right? Then it's deception, right? On that. So let's go ahead and play this. And I'm utilizing this, or not again, I'm utilizing this under fair usage doctrine. Again, keep this in mind. It was Amber Heard and however other people that tried to make it like that Johnny Depp was a bad domestic abuse creature, right, against her and sexually assaulted her and all this kind of stuff. And he found out that that's not what she tried to make it seem like. Keep that in mind with this video too.
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up, Johnny.
You physical fights.
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
Take a minute to really think about what you just heard there. Quote, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. Imagine that was Mr. Depp saying that to Miss Heard.
And that particular woman, for people don't know, that was one of the lawyers for the prosecutorians, or should I say defense lawyers for Johnny Depp. Oh, she was good. Ooh, boy, she was hardcore. She was hardcore. And she wouldn't let it slide. There was no pan-womanism on that. Oh, she was like, she's a lawyer getting paid by Johnny Depp. Oh, no. She was coming to put the work in against Amber Heard. She wasn't playing that little, well, pan-woman love. See, this is disgusting. You see how she actually, Amber Heard, admitted. Let's hear this again.
On that recording.
How are you?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up,
You
Johnny.
started physical fights.
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
Take a minute to really think about what you just heard there. Quote, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
But you will have some people that will do like this. They see nothing. You see how this goes. She's admitting she domestically abused him. And she put her, what some people call the Anglo crocodile tear card on. I'm talking about the ones this applies to, the type of women within the Panama culture that put on crocodile tears that have caused many people to go to jail innocently. That's caused many people to lose their lives. Many. That have caused many Black American males to lose their lives on false accusations. Oh, we don't want to talk about that part. I'm talking about the ones it applies to. But again, you have some people that do just like this. When they automatically sit there and hear something about domestic abuse, it automatically goes toward what did the man do? And when that happens, this is what the numbers of feminist supremacists, this is what numbers of the Sisterhood Chaos members, this is how they sound like. Let me show you how they sound like. One moment. Yeah, that's what they do. Now you look at Amber Heard, right? She playing what, Aquaman and whatever other movies and stuff like that. And you be like, you look at this face, I mean, what, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is this? A 4? 5 maybe? But again, you put 10 pounds of war paint on, make it look very different on that situation. So let's go ahead and share my screen for this one right here. Let's want to play here. Hold on for a second. I just want to play here. Which one? I want to play. Hold on. Let me play this one for a second. This is the I think psychologists or clinical psychologists hired by Johnny Depp's legal team to evaluate the actor's ex-girlfriends, Amber Heard's, and stuff like that, personality situation. I'm just gonna play just a few minutes of this. She was good too. Again, there was no paying women love. They came to put the work in on that, right? They were about the businessness, as it should be. Because, see, the people don't talk about the caste system. There's a caste system within womanism. Oh, some people don't talk about that. They act as if numbers of Anglo women get paid the same as numbers of Black women on the same level, same experience, same qualification. And that's not true whatsoever. People act like that numbers of Black women are equal, or they reciprocate to each other with Hispanic numbers of women. Ain't no such thing. People act like the genericality of Asian women, which I don't like even saying that generic word, but that's just the way system is set it up, is that because Asia is a continent, right? Made up of how many dozens of countries and how many uncalculable numbers of islands. But they put people in generically Asian. What about Alpha Asian? What about, I don't want to go on. That's a whole game in itself. So let me go ahead and play a few minutes of this. And this is, again, under fair usage doctrine. I'm only going to play a few minutes of this.
Or even on the test alone, you integrate other data.
Yeah. How did you administer the MMPI-2 to Ms. Heard?
I provided her the test on an iPad. She essentially had her own little desk area and then an iPad. She hits start, it provides her with the instructions, and then it gives her 567 statements in order. For each one, she taps true or false.
What did you learn about Ms. Heard from the results of the MMPI-2?
Quite a bit. I wrote up a 25-page interpretation outline. It has numerous scales. So one of the reasons I like this measure so much is that it can tell you so much about multiple different traits and tendencies and mental issues. One of the primary things I learned was that she had a very sophisticated way of minimizing any personal problems. I also learned that she tends to, well, there were a number of characteristics that were consistent with the eventual diagnoses, but some of the primary characteristics, and I'm going to try to condense 25 pages here, were essentially externalization of blame, tending to have a lot of inner hostility that is attempted to be controlled, a tendency to be very self-righteous, but to also deny that self-righteousness and to judge others critically against these sort of high standards for moral value, but also to deny doing that, essentially to claim that one is very non-judgmental and accepting, and yet very full of rage, really. And these aren't facts, but her scores essentially correlated. So they were consistent with other people who obtained these scores who have been shown through many studies to have these very specific traits.
But at the same time, again, you have people that do just like this. When this was coming up with her, or before, especially before the court, should we say, when you have numbers of groups of people, pro-woman organizations, how political figures the ones applies to. I mean, even numbers of handpicked numbers of males, you get the point that don't even realize that they're being silly and being used, right, for feminism plight, right? Because they have a misandry hatred for males in general, and they want a Wonder Woman land. And numbers of women only married to numbers of males for either financially, social, economically, some type of benefit. Many of them don't even want to be married to males. They do not. They just use them. This is why the majority of relationships end in divorce, the one that's married, and the predominantly based ones who do it are numbers of women. All that's because the numbers of males be cheating. Go to Hades. Women, it's been found out how number of times women cheat just as much they think men cheat in some kind of way, right? They can be flirting the way a certain way. So we're not going to play that game. And what about the numbers of males who are not cheating, wink, wink, and stuff like that, and literally not cheating? What about those? And the woman still leaves for who again? Another man. In some instances, a woman. You see how these games go. And I can't stand when people play these infantile tactics. I'm like, if you're gonna play the game, play a game, not infantile tactics. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. And which one I want to play here? Okay, this is where Johnny Depp. Because remember, men are taught or shown. What has happened? This is. Give me a second here. This pisses me off when it does that. It's almost like this system. I despise when this system does this. Give me a second here. I got to do something in the background. When things pop up, I guess in the background. Let me do something for it. Just give me one moment. I need to reset this back up and put this right on the part I want to see. Give me one moment here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna set some in the background. Give me 1 second. Come on. Okay. Almost finished. Okay, there we go. Thanks for your patience. So let me go ahead and reshare my screen again on this and put this right to this particular point. Now, as you see already, again, Johnny Depp testifies lawsuit against ex-wife who's trying to play defamation tactics toward him and try to make it seem like that he was the domestic abusesss personnel. Remember the first video I showed you? When she outright admitted she was domestically abusing him. Do you see how that goes on that? So let me go ahead and play the video again, fair usage doctrine. And look at the title. Johnny Depp, he is a victim of domestic violence. I'm just going to play just a few minutes of this, okay?
Here's the deal.
No, it matters. It makes. You have no idea. Every ounce of my credibility has been taken from. I mean, and done so in a dishonest way.
Amber, the abuse thing is we've got to deal with that. Yeah. We've got to deal with that, Amber.
Any way of my credit is my credibility. You know what?
And why did you put that out there?
I did not. You forced me. Your team forced me to by going on the offense.
I didn't force you to.
From the very beginning, I promise. Look up the timelines to these things. Everything is. Forget it. Forget it. You don't believe what I say. You don't believe what I say.
He's trying to deflect and play victim.
I did not choose this. You got every step of the way.
Oh, they are the masters of this.
I did not put this anywhere. I didn't. Let me talk to the fucking team.
I did not call the cops. I need them to speak.
IO called the cops. You told IO to call the cops.
I did not call the cops, and I did not give them any statement when they came. I've been trying to protect you.
You told.
And see, look at that face. Again, these are the masters of deception and manipulation. Oh, they are the masters of manipulation. I mean, the super masters on that situation, on that, right? And so the thing about it is, you look at this face, you say, look at this. She's so innocent. And this is how they get so many numbers of males with this little crocodile facial expression.
IO to call the cops.
While it was happening?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because the last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my God, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a jar of mineral spirits thrown in my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
Yes.
it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter if it's for fair fight my ass.
Exactly, because you're.
Mr. Depp, when did you have the conversation reflected in this recording with Ms. Heard?
I don't recall exactly when it was.
What's your best estimate?
My best estimate is that it was quite a while before the meeting in San Francisco in July. Excuse me.
How far after May 21st, 2016 do you think that conversation was?
Objection, calls for speculation. Sorry, he said he doesn't remember when it was.
I'm asking for his best estimate.
I'll allow it. You can answer it this way.
Sorry, could you ask it again? I was distracted.
How long after May 21st, 2016 do you believe that conversation took place?
I would say that it was not too far, maybe a couple of months. It was far enough to where the world media was already bombarding me. So it was an attempt to try to make all the.
Objection, Your Honor, beyond the scope.
All right. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
What are you referring to when you said you and Ms. Heard will write a letter together?
I was trying to make a peaceful settlement.
Yes. See, did he love her? I think he did. Right? Now, could Johnny Depp have some self-confidence issues somewhere between there because of the way she was treating him? And could be, who knows? Right? Because this is Johnny Depp. I mean, you know how many kind of women he could have gotten on a global scale? But for whatever reason, he decided to give her. Okay, however it go on that, right? But the way she treated him and tried to destroy his character, knowingly doing that, with falsification of domestic abuse allegations left and right? And many people didn't question her, but they were trying to sit there and make it seem like he's the bad person, right? Automatically, right? Oh no, don't let it go to the court and let the court decide. No. That's not the way supremacists and feminist supremacists work. No, they go off people's emotions, right? Men get domestic abuse every day, and they're not taken seriously. Do you see how that disgusting tactic goes?
And what are you referring to when you say you lost a finger?
A very large bottle of vodka severing my middle finger in Australia.
And what were you referring to when you said a can of mineral spirits was thrown at your nose?
Watch this.
One of the arguments on the island where Miss Heard had been howling at me with some argument, and she picked up a can of mineral spirits about yay big and just heaved it at me, and it struck me on the bridge of the nose and right there, the forehead.
And what did you say in response when Miss Heard said, "Tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence"?
I said, yes, I am.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right.
And what did you say in response when Miss Heard said, "Tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence.
I said, yes, I am.
You see how she tried to sit there and kind of play implicit psychological tactics toward him. Yeah, John, you tell them that you were a victim, basically, so they can laugh at you. You're supposed to be a man. That ain't a man, people. That's a puppet. It's a puppet. See, true maleness sit there don't mean that's perfection. That's illogical. It's not even reality. But true maleness is about saying, look, hold on for a second. We can't allow this particular egregiousness of anti-male hatredness to permeate in various society within the U.S. and not sit there and bring this up and demand equality, right? Just believe women. Oh, so you supposed to just believe what Amber Heard did, right? Just how many times people have done that? Just like in the situation with the top today. She was supposed to be a reality star, with the main topic and stuff like that. And the situation with her domestic abusing, allegedly, right? It's funny how it's allegedly when women do it, but they say somebody, a man does something. Oh, it's not allegedly. It's not allegedly then, isn't it? It's, oh my goodness, men domestically abusing women. We must protect our women. It's like, it's right in front of millions of males' faces what they're doing. And they know it's only a few exceptions of males who see through these tactics. So I wanted to play that. And one last thing with Johnny Depp. But again, you got people that do just like this. And this was a major case of Johnny Depp. Majorness. I mean, he was canceled. How much resources were negated away from Harvard projects he had going on. Harvard numbers of upper executives sit there and distance themselves. That tells you the cowardness. You see how that goes. And it's allowed to be that way. How are you going to automatically just sit there because of an accusation? Look at the situation of Bill Cosby. People went buck crazy on Bill Cosby. How long ago? Decades ago. This out the blue, he sit there and drugged this woman. He did this to her. No one's not. Now, how many people are not saying necessarily he was just to clean his hands? But a be-dang of a dragon buttocks if none of those women weren't lying or fibbing. And decades go by? That's because they were scared. Oh, now we playing victim card. We want to play like those grown freaking women, way grown, cougar aged and above. All these years, oh, they were helpless, right? How many of them were married and never said anything to their wives? Or were in relationships, be it lesbian or straight or both? Huh? When no more man's gonna wake the freak up? That's embarrassing. Somebody comes up decades later and said, that male did this now. Huh? Oh, how many males been domestically abused us when they were young? Teenagers, preteens. Huh? How many numbers of males within certain actingness, singingness, were groped up by numbers of celebrity women or non-celebrity women? Do you sit there and see them coming up decades later saying, oh my goodness, this woman made the celebrity grope them, mentally abuse them, emotionally abuse them? You see this game, it's almost like you got guys that go into this Frankenstein mode. There's like, they don't know what direction they supposed to think. When it concerns domestic violence, it ain't complex. She puts your hand, she puts your hand on that man, that's domestic abuse. She curses you out 1,000 different times, get off in your face, point a finger in your face, touching your forehead, that's domestic abuse. She's still using that man for his monetary resources, that's domestic abuse. You said this goes, but you got numbers of males that's like, it's like the SHIT is embarrassing. It's like, gee, more males grow up. And stop allowing these women to do these heinous things toward numbers of males without bringing stuff up. And how political figures hold them accountable. Hold these political figures accountable. That's it. They're not doing nothing to bring equality and outcomes and legislate laws to protect men as well. I did a podcast on this. What about the Violence Against Males Act? I say again, where is the Violence Against Men Act? I mean, just the outright to sit there and have a Violence Against Women Act is a super slap in the faces of many types of males who didn't realize they're getting slapped in the freaking face. This is embarrassing. One last thing with this before I get into the topic. Yeah, I think this is extremely important. See, this is why I don't do the, what about now? What about now? I don't do that. Right? That's not power of history. So now, the verdict, yeah. So now this is the last thing. I'm just going to play a few minutes of this. This is the verdict. And again, I wanted to sit there and show this first before I get into the other topic, the main topic, which I'm not going to spend that much time in that. Because again, it ain't about just her, the Taylor woman, her domestically abusing self toward her male ex. And unfortunately, he comes across as a simpleton, somebody you can run over. And it's, what's going on right now. So let me go ahead and you see Judge Reed's verdict in Johnny Depp, Amber Heard defamation trial. Okay. Again, look at the crocodile facade, right? Not the crocodile tears facade this time. Not the crocodile tears facade on this time, but the crocodile facade in the face, right? Oh, she looks so, she looks so angelic. Again, without the makeup. I showed you the picture of the first. Oh my goodness, how many numbers of women look like that? But have the nerve to sit there and tell males don't have the option of wearing makeup left and right. We're not talking about certain lifestyle. We're not going to go there. But as far as males don't have the option to put on 10 pounds of war paint. They don't have the option to sit there and put on forest weaves. They don't have the option to put on all kind of wigs. Nothing wrong with certain little bit of makeup, a little bit of if you have a weave on, but it looks like natural, nothing wrong with that. A wig on. Hey, we're not talking about elder version of wigs. You know how certain some people know some grandmothers and all people. We're not talking about situations having when you go into certain health situations. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Sidetrack switcher on that. We're talking about just outright just putting stuff on big old job, bad looking wigs, bad looking weaves, 10 pounds of makeup, but at the same time, they should be able to do what they want to do. But males don't have the option to do all this kind of stuff. You see the deception of hypocrisy right in front of males' faces, millions, with few exceptions of males who know the game.
All right, Mr.
So again, this is a court. The judge about to render some verdict. I'm just going to play just a little bit of it.
Four-person, is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right, is it unanimous? Yes. Thank you, sir. Jamie?
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
But you'll have people that do just like this, what I sit there and showed you. When the jury came back and said, hey, basically, was it proven that Amber Heard had basically egregiously sit there and defamed Johnny Depp? Answer, yes. Right? Oh, by the way, and let me sit there and show you something where when people start hearing about that particular part, this is what numbers of them start doing.
Exit station left.
Yes.
Exit station left.
But they got moving, right? Because they were like this. Now, relating to this topic show today, on Taylor Frankie Paul, the reality woman TV star, loosely per se star, domestically abuses her male ex. But another forgotten one, again, major male actor, which I've already showed the last part. So now, what I want to get into, and it's going to be a real quick part of it, because I had to sit there and show the Johnny Depp situation. For me, I didn't want to just go right into the Taylor Frankie Paul, right? Because that's right now. That's getting, all this kind of stuff like that. And then you had all these kind of people that were sitting there trying to make excuses for it, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. You'd be like, huh? I've seen the video. That's where it's not about logic. It's not about that. It's not. You can't get into feelings and logic with things like this. You have to just relay the information. Because feminism supremacy, they don't work off logic, right? They work off dislogic. You understand that? They work off dislogic. They work off feelings. They work off extreme emotions. Do you understand? Right? So let's go ahead and share the screen. And what I want to sit there and show first is the article. Make sure you can see this article. Okay. Bachelorette, because she was on Bachelorette also. I can't go up a little bit. I can't go up no more because they want you to get into the app. I don't have an app, so we're not going to do that. Bachelorette premier alleges she suffered extensive mental and physical abuse. You see how this game goes already, right? We have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette. Television spokesman, which about freaking time. You know how rarely this happens at this level? And by the way, this didn't just happen. This happened last year or 2 years ago on a situation? So they say, hey, don't say too much about anything. Just keep going what you're doing or minimize wherever it is. But I'm glad whoever the person is, salute whoever the person is that say, no, this ain't right. Right? You got people that want to automatically slam dunk regardless accusation toward males, and that's the end of story of domestic abuse, or he did to her and stuff like that. That's automatically believe in the story. And what about the situation where the woman was domestically abusing him mentally, emotionally before that? I mean, it's all kind of variables of that, but they don't want to talk about things like that as well. So, hold on. This moving around too many times. Give me a second. Oh, crap. Give me a second. Move back here. Give me a second here. Why's that stuff popping up? I don't know why I'm doing that. Get out of there. Oh, okay, then. So again, hold on. What's wrong with this thing here? So it says Taylor Frankie, basically. I don't know what that part says. Anyway, let me just go ahead and get into the reading. Taylor Frankie Paul There spoke out after news that ABC canceled her already filmed season of The Bachelorette days before its premiere. Paul and her ex-boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen, are involved in a domestic violence investigation in Utah. Sources previously confirmed to such as an entity that production of The Secret Lives or Mormon Wives. Mormon Wives? Okay. Taylor Frankie Paul is speaking out after her already filmed season of The Bachelorette, who was canceled. Excuse me, read this again. Taylor Frankie Paul is speaking out after her already filmed season of The Bachelorette was canceled just days before it was set to premiere. On Thursday, March 19, 2026, a video from 2023, which was nothing ago. That's not even a piece of half a blink of time ago, was published by such and such entity showing Paul throwing chairs at her ex-boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen, propping The Bachelorette, which was slated to premiere Sunday, March the 22nd, 2026, to be pulled. So you're talking about this was March 19, excuse me. So you're talking about, yes, March 19, 2025. Excuse me. When this happens, about what, a year or so ago? And you're talking, 2020, March, okay, 2023. And you see how quiet this was kept? You see how the guiltiness of the people who kept this on the wraps and they went on, continue about this? Like I tell you about the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Well, then you had the black woman who was a world-class track and field. Take none from her super skills in that. But she still domestically abused Christian Coleman, a sucker, a simp, who she tried to throw on the bus at the Seattle airport when you had enforcement people showed up, even after the video was being showed. Big old John, video that should not showing her domestically abusing and pushing them down. He could have broke his teeth, could have hurt his neck, could have got paralyzed. Anything could happen to him. And then she was talking law enforcement. She was talking all nasty about the Christian Coleman. And then she expected him when they handcuffed up and went outside. She still wanted him. She was asking the cops to, she wants to talk to him, and she wants basically Christian Coleman to lie, saying, "Oh no, that really wasn't what it was." Even though big old John said at the airport, videos shouldn't have shown her domestic abuse of him. But she continued to sit there and be allowed to sit there and have her sponsors. That right there. You know how many men should have sit there and removed themselves from buying any kind of product, from any kind of sponsors that sit there and supported her domestic abuse situations right in the face. Because if a man did that, they'd be trying to cancel him left and right. It's almost like they sit there and dare a man to sit there and say something about domestic violence against males. Let me say that again. It's almost like they dare numbers of males to say anything about males that's being domestically abused. Just look at this part again. Showing Paul, the woman, the domestic abusive woman, throwing chairs at her husband, Dakota Mortensen, propping The Bachelorette, which was slated to premiere Sunday, March 22nd, 2026, to be pulled. In the light of the newly released video just surfaced today, what do you mean just surfaced today? They knew it was back there about a year and a half ago when it came out. Not just today, but they sit there and minimized it. So they are just as complicit in the guiltiness of minimizing it. We have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette in this season, and our focus is on supporting the family, such personnel relayed over in the statement. Look at that. Remember I showed you a picture at the beginning with that makeup on? Look at this. Look at that. Without makeup, excuse me. And look at her with a little bit of makeup. And I don't know if this is real hair or if she got some extensions, wherever it is on that. But again, if something looks natural, I guess on that. But I don't even know about this part. What embarrassment. Taylor Frankie Paul at the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2 premiere on May 9th, 2025. That video where domestic abusing her man was what, 2023? So she was allowed to do this. Now imagine if a man was a bachelor man on the show, or he was on some secret lives or Mormon men, and he was abusing abusing his ex. Do you really freaking think that they just sit there and still continue with that? I don't think so. And especially if that 0.5%, if it was allowed, oh, you best believe once it got out, oh, they would say, no, that's canceled. But when she does that, oh, you got people that want to minimize it. And watch this for a second. Watch the excuses. A spokesman for Paul says in his statement obtained by such and such entity, Taylor is very grateful for such entity support as she prioritized her family's safety, while at the same time putting her daughter's safety in danger. Boy, these people they are truly mentally unstable with these little insane, egregious, minimizing tactics. And security. After years of silently, watch this, suffering extensive mental and physical abuse as well as threats or retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser. Who's she talking about? Because she domestically abused her ex. You see, that's why I say illogical. Logic is out of the door, people. Logic is not even knocking on the door. Logic not even showing up in these feminism warped type of people, these type of women. No. And taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. Well, I'm telling you, there are too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex-partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. Taylor has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. She is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. Do you see the cretininess of the absolute nonsensical behavior in this? She tried to sit there and play like she was the victim, especially for the people who've seen some of the video that's been posted. And again, it's not about right now. That happened, what, 2023? Right? And how many, because it happened before? Just saying. But she tried to make something that she was the victim. Now, again, last thing I'm going to do is show that particular video, piece of it. Now, look, again, remember the picture I showed you a second ago? A little bit of makeup, or some makeup on, not a little bit. And look at her without that. Look at that. Ew. See, you have to question those kind of males also. Confident, a lack of self-confidence. Look at this. Ew. Ew. And these are the ones also they think that they're supposed to be the prize. Just like certain numbers of sister cast members think they're supposed to be the prize. The ones that have 10 pounds of makeup themselves and forest weaves on and stuff like that, the ones it applies to. Even some of the ones that don't have forest weave, the numbers of them still have 10 pounds of makeup on. Not light makeup. Or even the mess of attitude, and they think they're a surprise. Do you see how this goes? So, the last thing I want to show you is a little bit of that video. Give me one moment. Oh, give me one moment. Where is it at? Oh, okay. I thought video Dakota. Okay. So this is the last video I'm going to show on that part. One moment. Again, I'm utilizing this under fair usage doctrine. And when you look at this, and again, you ask yourself the question, if this was a man that did this to her, are you
Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Your daughter is right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my. You're unbelievable. No, you. Stop throwing stuff and help your daughter.
Season 22 of The Bachelorette.
Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me.
Bachelorette canceled.
My gosh. You.
Canceled on ABC. Season 22 of The Bachelorette canceled on ABC after The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Taylor Frankie Paul is seen on video obtained by TMZ throwing bar stools at her ex Dakota Mortensen during a brutal fight in 2023. One of the stools appears to hit her daughter in.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Let me go. Stop. Dude, leave me alone.
Punching, kicking them, throwing chairs at him.
You're done. Taylor!
About halfway through the attack, the camera goes black, but you can hear the violence continue.
You're done. Stop. No, I did nothing. This is your own pain. You're doing this. Stop. No. Your daughter just got hit in the head with a metal chair. Your daughter just got hit in the head with a metal chair. Your daughter just got hit in the head with a metal chair. No, you. Go and help your daughter. Now. Are you okay? Taylor!
Get away from my daughter! Get away!
This is the first time we've seen video of this fight, which was covered in the pilot of the hit Hulu series.
At this time, you're going to be placed under arrest.
But prosecutors saw it years ago and used it as evidence to file felony charges against Taylor. She eventually pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Her probation ends in August. Pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Taylor. She eventually pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Her probation ends in August.
But you'll have some personnel that do this again. I mean, it is beyond clearness. She's a domestic abuser, assailant toward this male. Is this not clearly? But you see what she tried to do, and how her personnel tried to deflect. And they say like that, she's the victim. Man, I wouldn't even waste my time arguing with somebody like that. I cannot. Because it's right there what she's done. But again, it's something that is ingrained generationally inside to sit there for people to have a leave it to beaver thought pattern, a father knows best mentality, not the father knows best. Like, oh my goodness, because some people who don't know what father knows best is. Well, that sounds like a male is being smart. No. Father knows best was no more than a sitcom where he was the breadwinner and the particular woman's at home and their adventures and stuff like that. Looks like Leave It to Beaver and all that kind of stuff like that. Those days are long gone. Those kind of women. Those days are long gone. One last time. Those days are long gone. Those type of women. Those days are long gone now. with small exceptions. So you see the game that's being played every day in various parts of the media-ness, various parts of, however, in general, media-ness, once applies to, talking about the ones that minimize women, domestic abuse assailants, or women that are domestic abuse assailants against male victims. It happens every day. And how many more males that's got to lose their lives behind domestic abuse? Oh, you think there's no males that's not lost their lives behind domestic abuse? I've done podcasts on that. Right? How many more males got to lose their lives? How many more males got to sit there and get beat down by their wives or girlfriends for more people start saying demanding from Harvard, calling the congressional personnel up and demanding laws, specific laws also for males, or to rid the little extravagant mental trickery type tactic of just saying violence against women act. I want you to sit there and say, how in the HLL is that only about violence against women act? When you see this man got beat the freak down by his significant domestic abuse and other. It's almost like, again, people are sitting back laughing. Supremacists are laughing. Feminists are laughing. There's some handpicked males. They're laughing because they're so silly they don't know they're being used. Are laughing. They're saying, golly, there's numbers of males who don't even realize they're being domestically abused. That's the messed up part as well. And of course, there are the ones who know they're being domestically abused, but they get scared. That should be becoming non-acceptable. Last thing I want to show you is also very poignant in this situation.
I bought you a little present. You did? Well, where is it, honey? Here, dear. Little man, I've had a busy day. I bought you a little present. You did? Well, where is it, honey? Here, dear. Little man, I've had a busy day.
If this is supposed to be a funny cartoon clip, which is a whole different topic.
I bought you a little present. You did? Well, where is it, honey? Here, dear.
This is exactly what is permeated in however parts of various parts of media. The beat down of males and thinking it's funny. And lastly, this kind of popped in my mindset too. Go ahead and try to name 2 or 3 movies out of all decades that show where a woman was beating down men all over the place, bad women all over the place. You know how they show these movies and action movies, and who are the bad people who that woman is beating down left and right? Males. So go ahead and show me this movie where this male and the woman, they're on a team, or this woman, she's supposed to be the lead person in the movie, and the bad people are the bad women, and she's trying to save her brother or save a husband or save some kind of globalist agenda, right? Like a Born Identity, or what's the thing? Anyway, you know the movies I'm talking about, right? Where this man, he's trying to save the certain globalness from some bad, very bad people, and he goes around and kicks some tail and whatever. You get the point. All like that movie with Denzel, The Equalizer. Go ahead and show me this equivalent movie where a woman is in a situation where she's sitting there beating down other women left and right in the movie. Left and right. Throughout 90% of the movie is her beating down other women. Huh? And you still got numbers of males that don't even think about that. Now, we don't think about every single thing because that's not the point of life in parts. Too many different things. But now for the people who didn't think about that, numbers of males, now you know. And that's the males who know what I'm talking about. It's true as well. There is basically no real movies out there. Or the rarities not even worth even talking about. Because barely it's even been shown. Where women as a team are beating down other women throughout the movie. Don't give me that, oh, well, I saw that movie that had that clip. Don't go to HELL with that. I'm talking about what the majority of the movie was women beating down, going to this building to try to get whatever, something, some kind of resources, some kind of equipment, whatever it is, to defeat this bad, however, person there who's the main bad person there. And she's a woman and she's doing bad things to that main woman and beating her down or beating the team down or the protecting people was the women, and the main woman of the show or the movie is beating down all of them to get to the bad personnel. There is no such thing, basically. But how many movies left and right showing the woman beating down men left and right? I thank you for tuning in. And it does have a reflectiveness in numbers of women's minds. It does have reflectiveness in young girls' minds. When they see that stuff, they start thinking they can do that toward males. Says, by the way, feminists with the demonicism and the warpness of Sister of Chaos members, they're training these young girls to have hatred for the boys. And how many of the little boys have been beat down by these young girls? More males better wake up. Thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.